Stefanski has said they're not making a quarterback change, G. So if they're not going to make a quarterback change for now, is changing the play caller the only way to get the most out of this group if Deshaun right now is going to continue to be under center?
No, the only way that changing the play caller works, that'll save Stefanski's job. Now, let me tell you, I've already extrapolated, I already did the mental gymnastics, I already calculated based on history, based on data analysis and analytics, that
I'm going to fact check this.
Yeah, unrefutable. This is unrefutable. Kevin Stefanski cannot survive a tank.
You don't think so?
He does not have enough cachet to survive a tank.
So they go 5
if
12.
They go, if you say
done.
tank for whatever you want to do. See, the way tanks really work is you don't. No one says we're going to come out and tank. Usually, what happens is the team gives up on you. And what I seen on Sunday was the team low-key give up on
Oh, that
you.
was halftime.
That was halftime.
When
right?
I seen them walking off the field after, I think it was they didn't get a first down or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at them. That's it. They done.
I said so. So here's the thing, Tyvis. If they did that now, the crazy part about it is they haven't even got to no division games. Now, it's cool if you want to get smoked by the Commanders or NFC Cowboys, Eagles. That's cool. That's
well, right now, that's what they saying in the building right now. I listened to Rodney McLeod talking. He said the fact of the matter is we lost to NFC teams. We're 1-1 against the AFC, and we got a bunch of AFC teams left, and that's what we focused on.
This is why Kevin Stefanski will never survive it if they take these L's, because that sounds nice and dandy, but wait till these L's start happening against Pittsburgh. Wait till these L's start happening against Baltimore and people that you know. You know what your parents always used to tell me? Don't you embarrass me in front of them.
Yeah.
Don't you? We going over your Uncle Joe's house.
Yeah.
You know we don't get along. Him and your mom don't. Don't you be over here asking it in that damn swimming pool. You gonna embarrass me? You already ate before you got over here. And stop asking for something. And no, you're not staying the night. If you get embarrassed by the people that you know, like the Steelers come put 30, 40 on you like it's Ben Roethlisberger again, it's going to be nasty. People going to go crazy around here. And by the time it's a political game, bull, Jimmy Haslam is sitting here saying, this is the wrong time for y'all to be messing up and embarrassing me. I got a stadium deal. The city council don't even want it. The governor talk about, I don't know if we can do it now. You know how? Try doing that by trotting Deshaun Watson and Kevin Stefanski out for 12 more games and you wanted something. Somebody's gone.
What is Kevin's contract extension?
Nobody knows. And the reason,
why did they not? That's supposed to be public knowledge.
And guess what?
Well,
we don't even
really
know how many years it is.
The coach and GMs, we never know.
No.
It's weird though.
Unless the agent leaks it.
Yes, we all wanted. I think we all agreed that Kevin Stefanski deserved an extension, and now a lot of people want him fired. I am not in that group of wanting Kevin Stefanski fired.
I don't want him fired either.
I've always felt the same way. You have, in my opinion, at all times, 2 to 4 elite coaches in the NFL. And then you have a handful of guys, 5, 6 guys like Zach Taylor, who are bad coaches and got to be pushed out. And then everybody
Sean
else.
McDermott, too.
Dang,
Sean McDermott.
And I love Sean.
You want Zach go?
And Zach Taylor's an idiot. I mean, he couldn't have given away that game to the Ravens anymore.
The only reason they lost is because the holder fumbled.
They played conservative with Joe Burrow. He had thrown for 400 yards.
This ain't even the Bengals show, but even all yet and still, if the holder catches the ball and pushes it down, they win the game.
I understand. You're right.
Let it out.
You're right.
Go ahead, let it out.
Cannot. You have Joe Burrow, the second best quarterback in the NFL.
It's not your fault.
You have great receivers. You cannot play conservatively in overtime. Zach Taylor is a loser. He is a loser. Joe Burrow saves his ass all the time because he's great, and the receivers are great, and actually the offensive line's playing well. The defense is the worst in the league, and Zach Taylor sucks. Enough on the bench.
You deserve that.
Thank you.
So, Bo, would you change play callers then to fix this offense? Is that what
I said last week the Browns should change play callers, and it's not because Kevin Stefanski is a bad play caller. It's because he needs to focus on the bigger picture. It's about that.
I think he needs. Listen, if it was me, I'm in self-preservation mode. First and foremost, as long as I got that play sheet, in front of me, it looks like I'm calling these plays and I'm part of the problem. You should have never took it over.
It's Waffle House, dude.
Waffle House,
got
right?
The menu, man.
I would turn that menu right over to Dorsey and say, here you go. Now own it. No, own that. Like,
well, what is this? Is the thing.
Own it.
This the
What
thing
if
about
Watson plays well?
No. This the whole problem with the whole situation.
Yeah.
Is it was built to make Kevin look bad to begin with. You brought Kid in here to switch up things for Deshaun.
Right.
So technically, this ain't your stuff anyways. So you might as well give it up and be like, listen, I would go in there and I would tell Deshaun straight up, like, first of all, I would do one or two things. One, I'm either going to give the play caller to Ken, so you go do that. So they can go see how bad you is so you can get fired next Tuesday. That's one. Or two, I would say, listen, Deshaun, I'm going to be honest with you. You got sacked 7 times. You probably lead the NFL in sacks. You get blasted out here.
Dude,
if you just go back to the way that I used to call this offense with running the ball and play action, I don't even think they got hit that much. I'm trying to save you. The way you playing right now, you'll be on IR by week 11.
There were like at least 3 hits in that game that could have been. Remember the old back in the day, the NFL Films videos on the VHS, you pop them in, and it'd be all the hits. Dick Night Train Lane. These guys' heads are snapping back.
The monsters
Deshaun Watson,
of the Midway.
He looked like those little chickens, like rubber chickens. His neck looked like he was going back and forth. How many times?
He not gonna make it.
Oh my goodness!
And so my thought process was this, and the reason I say about Stefanski is this. It's an indictment on a coach because people are going to say this. When Baker Mayfield needed to be taken out when he was injured,
that's right.
What did you
take
do?
him out.
You didn't take him out.
Yeah.
When Deshaun Watson needed to be taken out because of performance, you didn't do it. And so when we ask what's wrong with the defense, when we ask what's wrong, why ain't they playing, it's because they're looking at the coach saying that you're not willing to make the tough decisions. I need a leader that's willing to make the very difficult decisions and ride with it and stand on it. And right now, that gives you no hope in the locker room to say, hey, I know this guy. They watch film just like we do. When they're in them position groups, the offensive line is sitting back there saying, well, dang, he left a clean pocket there. The receiver room is saying, dang, I was open. He should have just hit me on the 3rd step. So, they looking crazy right now. But Kevin Stefanski, I'm letting you know, Kev. I'm letting you know right now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can bring Jameis Winston in, and he might be able to salvage your season because people will follow Jameis Winston. He's a great speaker. He brings emotion to the game, and he's going to play better than Deshaun Watson.
The biggest thing for me is the reason why I continue to say I think this thing don't work is because Deshaun Watson, in my personal opinion, is not by the book. It's not traditional. It's not, I'm going to take this, take my 5-step drop, let the ball go. That's not, it's an improvision. He always looking to scramble around, especially if you see in ghosts. He starts scrambling around. With Jameis, he don't have that scrambling ability. So his responsibility.
More like Jacoby Brissett. I mean, those guys
he
are
want to
very
sit.
similar.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's had the most success with quarterbacks that don't really have that mobility, that can't do that, because they know, hey, my best thing is to get the ball to my playmakers, and I got to get it out of my hand on time because that's our best chance of winning. I don't have the ability to improvise. I have to get them the ball right when they hit that step.
Deshaun is a big part of the reason why he's been sacked more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Obviously, the line hasn't
half of
played
them
well.
are on the line.
both.
But it's his fault too. He is contributing to all those sacks by holding the
Some
away.
of them sacks is bad. Though.
Let me just clarify. Let me just clarify real quick because our guy Darren Smith is watching, and he's like, Kevin Stefanski is not an elite coach.
Shout out Darren, by the way. What a homie.
I was not saying Kevin Stefanski was an elite coach. I'm saying Kevin Stefanski's one of that group of 20 in the middle that he's a good coach. He's a competent coach. And with those coaches, the longer they coach, generally the better they do. But teams are so impatient because they want one of those 3 or 4 elites. But there's not a lot of Andy Reids and Sean McVays out there.
But here's the thing I will respect. There are coaches around the league that, the Raiders, Gardner Minshew, you got to come sit by me. Like, there are coaches that are not going to play with you when it comes.
Dave Canales just benched the #1 overall pick from a year ago, 2 games into his first season with Bryce Young.
And so my thing is, hey, so you're not going to change the quarterback. Well, are you going to change the scheme the way it used to be so you can
change something?
And he said if he comes out in shotgun and he's not going to change the quarterback, not going to change the playbook, not change the play calling, that means you waving a white flag to me, right?
I think the biggest problem with it. The reason why it's so frustrating is because he's been more successful with less. We've watched Kevin take quarterbacks that's done. They at the end of their career, and they go out there and they throwing 300 yards. Case Keenum had a good game. Didn't Case Keenum win the playoff game? Or not the playoff game, to win the game to get to the playoffs?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Like, they've had guys that's come in here he's personally made them look good at quarterback. And now you got a guy who's, at one point in time, it was him and Mahomes was the top 2 quarterbacks. And you telling me it can't work? You can't get through to this guy? Like, that's the part that's kind of crazy. And it's to a point where everybody either gonna side with Kevin or you gonna side with Deshaun, and you don't want that in the locker room. And right now, that's where it's getting to.
Ain't nobody side. Look, the reason why everybody done jump ship McNuggets is the film is nasty.
It's terrible.
Nasty work, bro. Like, you can't even defend that. Like, if you know football.
I was on post game. I said, y'all got it this week. I can't even.
This looks bad.
I can't even say that.
What you got?
We're gonna bring in Didi in one sec, but G, to your point on the film, I was talking with Sean this morning. Sean's gonna join us tomorrow, do his breakdown. It'll be on the WKYC show. We're going over a few specific plays, and there's 1 or 2 plays, including the touchdown pass to Akins, where he takes a drop on time, on target, lets it rip, and it looks like old vintage Deshaun. And there's 1 or 2 plays a game. And the issue is the other 50, however many plays, looks like a completely different person. Nothing's in sync. Nothing's in rhythm. And, G, I know you watched the All-22 Bowl, Dustin Tyvis. Not sure if you got that chance to go back and see it. There are plays to be made. They're just not making it. Yeah. There are plays to be made. It's not all Deshaun's fault, but there are plays out there, and it's not happening, and that's the most frustrating part.
And we don't have to qualify with the it's not all Deshaun's fault. Nobody really thinks it's 100% his fault.
No, I'm just saying.
Never 100%. But it's obvious he's the biggest culprit, and he's the most important player. He is the quarterback. He's not getting the job done. That's it.
By the way, just to, up front,
Yeah.
they don't have professional players up there. Jay was not a pro.
Oh my God.
He's not pro. He Pochich.
DeJuan is taking him.
DeJuan is not a pro.
Hey,
when I say not a pro,
listen,
he's eating himself out of the league.
He need to go back to Ohio State so he can get an NIL deal.
Whoa, you see y'all, you know what? Y'all jumping ship more than Deshaun. Coming into the season, there's no way Jack Conklin can start over DeJuan Jones.
Jack Conklin know he done too. That's why he showed back up.
Listen, I'm just telling you, DeJuan is dealing with some things right now.
I don't want to hear it.
Darius